The Bay Area's rock station, 107.7 The Bone.
Dan, guitar player.
I'm Blakk Wengren, play drums for Disturbed.
So, actually, I was just asking somebody, I'm like, if you could ask Disturbed anything, what would you want to know? And they were like, where did they come up with the name? What made you guys settle on Disturbed as a name for a band?
Well, we didn't settle on it.
Well, you know, I'm sure there were there other choices, or it was like Disturbed, that's it?
Not really. That was kind of the first thing that came up. I think we auditioned singers before. Me and Mike have been playing together even a couple years before we got David, and we struggled just trying to find that missing link. And once we got David in the band and we were moving forward, and it was time to come up with a name when we were thinking of going out and doing shows, David had made the suggestion of Disturbed, and that it was basically saying, in a way, of the way society may look at you when you're different, and whether you have piercings or tattoos or long hair or whatever it is, and just not being one of the sheep. And that's just the way everybody else looks at you when you're a little different than the norm of us being the ones that are disturbed. And that just kind of came out that way. Sounds good. Let's roll with it.
So what was appealing about the Rockstar Mayhem Fest for you guys as opposed to going out and doing a headlining tour for supporting the new album right away?
I mean, to co-headline it with Slipknot, we thought would be twice the fun of us having a new album, of them having their new album coming at the end of the summer, and just a great lineup of some of the best bands out today. So it was just exciting. A lot of these bands we haven't had a chance to play with yet. Mastodon. We did Ozfest a couple years ago with Dragon Force, so we became friends with those guys back then, and just another opportunity to spend a summer with them, and Five Finger Death Punch, and I mean down the line there's a lot of good heavier bands, and that really makes us kind of have to step up our game too, which is always good. It keeps us on our toes of making us have to work a little harder each night. And it's always nice when you have this many bands on the tour, because everybody's kind of out there proving themselves and doing it. So as opposed to doing a 3-band tour, you got 15 bands that you want to kind of raise your game on, and just a great opportunity. It's the promoters are seem like cool guys into the rock thing, and they wanted us to be part of it, and it just seemed right.
Do you think you'll continue on after this and do a fall tour, maybe smaller venues, not the giant festival shed, 12 hours in the sun thing?
Well, it depends. I mean, right now, our plans at the moment, it's kind of penciled in right now, but is to go overseas, do Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and go back to Europe to follow up, because we just got back from doing the festivals in Europe. Did some shows in Germany with Metallica, a show in the UK with Kiss, and 3 shows with Judas Priest. So we're still kind of on a high from all of that excitement of sharing the stage with all the great metal bands. And so we want to follow up to that in the fall and just kind of see what kind of impact we made a couple weeks ago. So as of now, that's what's scheduled for us, and we'll probably come back around and do another headlining tour as soon as we kind of see who's coming out, who's got another album, who's got a little bit of heat there, and it's going to add some excitement to the next Disturbed headlining tour. So no dates just yet for that. But we'll be busy for the next year minimum for us. We'll be out on the road just touring as much as we can.
Have you pretty much kind of played with all your rock idols and accomplished everything you kind of wanted to accomplish at this point? I mean, you've got all these multi-platinum albums and Rockstar type of life, and I mean, when you wake up in the morning and go, oh, I have a new goal today, what would that be? Besides bigger, better, faster, more.
Well, I mean, we always feel like we can accomplish more. There's just so many new territories, some places we hit for the first time that we go back. This last trip in Europe, we went to Croatia for the first time, and it was just playing a small club. We'd never been there, sold the place out, and it was insane. So that keeps it exciting for us to want to know that there's still so many other countries and other territories we want to hit to get our music out to, and continue doing it in other places as well. So it's always exciting for us. So we're going to keep going. It's always exciting to write new material and to record. And I mean, the fire has never left us. We're still very much excited about what we do, and we'll plan on doing it for quite some time.
What would be your dream band to go out with? I mean, if you could like go out with anybody in the world, ever, all time.
I think Maiden.
Iron Maiden would be great for sure. Yeah,
It's one of the few that we haven't had a chance to really either just do a show or a couple shows or a tour with is Iron Maiden. But other than that, I can't think of anything else. We've had a really great opportunity last few years to play with all of the bands that we've grew up respecting and idolizing and stuff.
Yeah, if we could do a proper tour with Metallica too, I'm sure we'd like that. We've done a few of the festivals, like I said, in Germany with them. So it's kind of a little tease to, be on the stage and share the same stage with them. But if we can actually have a full-on support, main support slot to Metallica, Maiden, any of the classic greats would be another accomplishment for us.
So tell me a little bit about the new album. What do you like about it?
It's called Indestructible.
It's just another evolution of the band. We continue to push each other to just better ourselves. I mean, over the years, the more and more we tour, the better everybody gets on their instruments, and the more we're writing in the studio, the more we're trying to push each other to do things we haven't done too. And we've kind of become the best inspiration to each other. We've had the bands that we grew up to that inspired us to want to play, and we still look at those bands and admire them, but I think we look for each other for inspiration more so now. And so we just kind of hope to continue to evolve, to offer something fresh and new and exciting for the fans. I mean, there's always going to be those signature things that are disturbed. I mean, you're going to hear David's voice, or you're going to hear Mikey's drumming, or just our playing in general, and you're going to be able to identify that it's disturbed, but we want to continue growing on that. And I think our fans have proven that they are very dedicated to us as we are to them, and we're not going to cheat them out of anything. We're going to take our time and put our blood, sweat, and tears into everything we put out and try to give them the best we have to offer, and hopefully we continue giving them material that they will continue to connect with.